Because an educated mind can always fit himself or create a position. So that's what we're doing. We're not just training people here in Jamaica to fit a job, but we're training you to be the best you can, that you can adapt and build with whatever skills you have. Not going to say much long and bore you, but let us mark this occasion, mark the date, and remember it well. Because today is not just the end, or it's just the start, but it's the end of the beginning. And we continue on to greatness. Thank you very much.
No, you can do better than that. Put your hands together for Councillor Ainsley Parkins and Claude Hamilton. At this time, I'd want the senior educator among us to say a few words. Now, as I told you before, Mr. Connor is the principal of the Independent City Primary School.
Thank you, Mr. Finnicky. Master of Ceremonies, Minister Arnoldo Brown, Mayor George Lee, councillors, other distinguished persons at the head table, parents, students, well-wishers, good night. Good night. Okay, that's much better. I am extremely happy to be here this evening to share in this wonderful occasion. As a member of the Independent City School family, I am overwhelmed. I am so ecstatic about this moment because guess what? Our students have done us proudly this year. I gave them a mandate at the beginning of the school year. They made me a promise and they lived up to that promise. And I'm really happy for them and for the parents who gave them support. I'm happy for our MP who placed much interest in our school. And for those of you who did not know, this is not the first time we are benefiting from his benevolence since he took office. In June, he made a big presentation to our school, and I will not divulge because I want whatever we have there to be there. So I don't want it to go too far and wide. But we are very appreciative of that gesture, and we know it is going to go a very far way in developing our school. To our councillors and Councillor Claude Hamilton, I'm going to talk to you about something that I need you to do for me. Students, let me say to you again, to whom much is given, much is expected. You got a great foundation on which to build. We are expecting great things from you and of you. This is another step you are taking on the educational ladder. It is the beginning of something new. As you go on to high school, you are going to experience new horizons. There are going to be challenges along the way. You're going to find yourselves in some valleys, and you're also going to find yourselves on some mountain tops. But I don't want you to stay in the valleys of life. I want you to rise to the top of the mountain. I want you to pull out everything in you to compete with the other students from the other schools in Portmore, in Kingston, in St. Andrew, in wherever you go, and prove to them that they are not better than you and that they are not going to achieve more than you. So once again, all the best to you and to your parents. And parents, the work has just begun. You need to give them full support. You need to be there for them. Ensure that they get the tools that they need for learning, ensure that they do their projects, their homework, that they attend school regularly and on time. Ensure they have a breakfast before they go off to school. All the best. God bless you. We love you. And Minister Brown, thanks again. God bless you, and we wish for you all the very best as you continue to serve in our constituency.
Thank you, Mr. Connell. You know, we have been commending the students from we started. And parents, we know you work hard with them. But I want you to be mindful that you always need to encourage your children. There are some parents who can be very unkind to their own. Never tell your child he or she is no good. Never you do that. They may just believe the label you have placed on them. You must always encourage them. And little ones, even if your parents should say to you, you are no good or you're worthless, do not believe it. Because one's opinion of you doesn't make you. And if they say it and you believe it, you will become no good. You have greatness within you. I'm seeing brilliant youngsters in front of me, and you just need to discover your greatness. And so at this time I want to invite to the lectern our Mayor, Mayor George Lee. Can you put your hands together and make him feel welcome?
Mr. Chairman, Member of Parliament and State Minister, Honorable Arnoldo Brown, councillors, Mrs. O'Connor, Principal of Independence City Primary School, members of the East Central Constituency Executive, parents, guardians, students, ladies and gentlemen, good night. I'm indeed overjoyed to be here tonight for this occasion. And I want to first congratulate the students and the school, Independence Primary School, for what you've accomplished this year. Would you give them a big clap, please? And I want to hail also the Member of Parliament for the vision he has had and the promise kept tonight with respect to the function tonight. Could you give him a hand also? Because what he has done, or what he's doing tonight, is an investment in education. It's an investment in education, a very vital investment. I'll quickly tell you this. When I was growing up, and it's a long time ago, there was only 12 scholarships in all of Jamaica. 12 scholarships in all of Jamaica. I remember once I took the scholarship and I got part of it. But there's only 2 of those scholarships at the time, and there was 10 others. And so in the last 50 years, don't care what people say, but we have not made progress. We have. It is through education that we have black lawyers and doctors and judges and business people. As a people, we have made progress. And it is education that going to take you forward. And I want the young one to listen to me. It is education going to take you forward. Otherwise, you're going to land up in the dustbin of history. Because the world is a competitive world, the global village, in which you have to compete with the man in Singapore and Japan with respect to jobs and opportunities in the future. Are you listening to me? Yes. And so you must study a book. You must be focused. You must choose right from wrong. No bad company. The only company you must have is a book. No, sir. Yes. Your book. And so I'm glad we have a man like Arnoldo Brown in Portmore. He has a school being built, and that school will be an excellent school. And education is a trust that I will support as mayor, he will support, and the other member of parliament. So tonight I'm overjoyed. I want to congratulate you all. May God bless you all.
All right, I think the moment has arrived, and I'm sure you want to hear from our Member of Parliament, the Honorable Arnoldo Brown.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Denward Finnekin. Well, he has many hats, so I don't know which hat to address him by. But the one I'm familiar with is the fact that he was manager of this facility. Mr. Oral Gunning, councillor for the Gregory Park Division. Your Worship, George Lee, Mayor of Portmore. Mr. Ainsley Parkins, councillor of the South Bar Division. Mr. Claude Hamilton, councillor for the Portmore Pines Division. Miss Sharon Kelly, who is one of the community leaders in Cedar Grove. Miss O'Connor, principal for the Independent City Primary. And Mr. Harold Buchanan, who is the CDF consultant to the Member of Parliament and by extension to the constituency of East Central St. Catherine. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is my pleasure this evening to address you very briefly at this presentation ceremony. The speakers before you have indicated, quite frankly, the importance of education. And as the Member of Parliament, I must tell you that I put a serious premium on education, and I believe in education from the cradle right through to the grave. We are never too old to learn. And as human beings, we are always learning. And one of the things that is very fascinating to me, because I have relatively young children. I have a son who is 5, and I have a daughter who on the 2nd of September, she will turn 2. And it's interesting to watch children evolve, because they learn a lot of things, and they learn primarily by observation. Because I don't know if any of you inside here can tell how your child speak. I'm sure you don't sit down and teach them to speak. You don't sit down and teach them how to walk. Or do many things, but over time they develop and they learn. So I believe that human beings are designed to learn. Now, my commitment as Member of Parliament when I campaigned in December of 2011 is that in the manifesto that we presented to the electorate, we emphasized education. And therefore, this evening is about the first installment of fulfilling that promise. That promise is to invest in the human capital in the constituency. That promise is to invest in the physical plants, schools, their facilities, their labs, and we have begun to do that work in earnest. This constituency is the only constituency at present that a high school is being built, and it is not by accident that that high school is being built. It is by design, and it is by serious representation. And I can signal to Mrs. O'Connor that I've been in touch with the JSIF. They indicated to me that they are seeking now the clearance from Parliament to commence the expansion. The next few years, we will be spending significant time, energy, and effort on the upgrading of the physical infrastructure of the school, starting with the bathroom facilities, because I quite believe that the environment in which students are will also aid them in terms of their ability to learn. So we are going to concentrate on the physical plant. We're going to concentrate as best as we can on the students themselves. Because when the students leave the school, we hope that they will be rounded students. So we're not concerned primarily or solely with academics. That is important. But we are also concerned with extracurricular activities. Debate, football, athletics, drama. We want our students to be winning gold medals at festival and so on. And the schools are doing it already, but you have a member of parliament that is interested in doing those things and in supporting those efforts. As I've said elsewhere, I say it here again, that the high school that is being built must be a school of excellence. It must be a school that people want to attend because of its track record of success. And it therefore means that we must do everything in our power to attract the best faculty, the best board members that we can, and the best students that we can to go to that school. And that is the commitment I give. But it doesn't end there, because we also need a university in Portmore. And whilst we are appreciative of Heart, and we are appreciative of the community college, we need a university. And I have been speaking with university presidents to see if they are prepared to set up a campus here in Portmore, and particularly in East Central St. Catherine, and the response has been positive. So I am hoping that before we conclude the first term, that we can be celebrating the opening, or at least the groundbreaking, of a university campus in Portmore and in East Central St. Catherine. The Portmore area has a high concentration of persons who are educated. There are several lawyers, several doctors, engineers, pilots, bank managers, nurses, teachers, technicians, pharmacists, business persons, you name it, they are here. And there's no reason why we should not train them here. And I want to say that there is an economy that surrounds universities and schools. You hear Mandeville trying to position itself as the knowledge economy. Well, Portmore must be the knowledge economy.